Hi, I'm k.choi. Welcome to my channel. I've done quite a bit of traveling around Europe and I usually never have any travel mishaps and things for the most part go very smoothly. But today I wanted to share a story of the time I almost missed a Ryanair flight. I ended up having to pay an extra 50 euros. I lost some items going through security, so maybe by sharing this you can avoid a similar experience. This took place back in 2012 when I was studying abroad during my junior year of college, and I was on Easter holiday or spring break. I was traveling for about 3 weeks around Europe with my friends, and this was the final leg of the trip. It was a flight from Barcelona to London. The flight we were taking was a Ryanair flight, and if you've done any research about traveling in Europe at all, then you know that Ryanair is very affordable. It's a budget airline, but there are a lot of hidden fees, a lot of traps that you can fall into and get charged extra money. Their flights only come into and out of really obscure airports that are not close to the city center. With that said, our flight was not out of the main Barcelona airport, but it was out of the Girona airport, which I think is not even technically part of Barcelona. It's like a neighboring city. So we had to take a bus that was an hour, maybe 2 hours out of the city. So my friend and I, we were traveling as a pair at this point. We were choosing between two buses to take, just I think 30 minutes apart, and we ended up going with the later one because we would still arrive just on time to check in and make our flight. The flight was pretty early, so we didn't want to get up earlier, but that was mistake number one, because as we got onto the bus and got closer and closer to the airport, we could see that we weren't going to make it on time. But we finally get to the airport. The bus driver is obviously taking his time, lifting up the door to the compartment under the bus, taking out the luggage. But we run over to the check-in desk, but we are too late. We did not have time to check in our bags, and this is important because on Ryanair they only let you bring one bag on board. So the only option for us was to check in our bags at the gate after we go through security and pay an extra 50 euros each. So that was a bummer, but there was nothing that we could do because we need to get our bags on the plane and we need to make this plane. So we accept that bad news that we have to pay 50 euros each to check in our bags at the gate, and we run from the check-in desk to security. And I remember we had to run and then turn up an escalator. Keep in mind right now we are two pretty small Asian girls, and we each have a backpack, like a North Face backpack, not like a hiking one, but still a pretty good sized North Face backpack filled with stuff. And then we also each have a huge duffel bag that is also filled with stuff. Like all four of these bags are just bursting at the seams because it's the end of a 3-week trip, and we obviously bought souvenirs, and you know how it goes when you travel and at the end of the trip your luggage just somehow expands if you didn't even buy anything. We have these heavy bags and we're running to get to the escalator, and as we make a turn I just fall. It wasn't graceful or anything. I just lost my balance and I couldn't get it back because my bags were so heavy. I just kind of slipped on the floor, fell on my side, and my friend, she doesn't even stop in her tracks. She just is running up the escalator, turns around and says, "Be careful!" And then she keeps going. So I picked myself up. I didn't even have any time to feel embarrassed or anything. Everything seems to be going okay through security, and then my bag gets stopped and searched. A few days before we were in Barcelona, we went to Florence, and at the markets there I bought some gifts to take back home. So one of them was a butter knife with a glass handle, and the other one was a wine bottle corkscrew, also with like a glass handle. It was really pretty, and I was so excited to give them. I think it was for my parents. But of course you can't take that kind of stuff through security. You can't take that on a plane. If we had made it on time to the airport and checked them in at the desk before going through security, then we would have been okay, but we missed that opportunity. So the security people are taking it out, motioning that they have to get rid of them, and I'm trying to explain to them in my broken Spanish that I'm going to check in my bag. I'm not going to take those items on board. I just need to check it in at the gate after security, but of course they can't let me through with that. But it's okay, we just really needed to make that flight. So I remember from security we finally got through, and it was a straight shot to the gate, just to the left. We pick up our bags, we pack our things again, and we're running. We see that there are no other passengers at the gate. They've all obviously boarded the flight already, and there are 2 staff members at the desk still, so things are still there's still hope for us. Again, our bags are full. We're kind of lopsided because we have a backpack and a duffel bag on one side each. I'm running and suddenly I hear a commotion behind me, and this time my friend has fallen on her butt. And being the great friend that I am, I didn't stop and I just kept running to the gate because we really needed to make this flight. I just turned around, I asked her if she was okay. I didn't wait for a response or anything, I just kept running. And we get there, we have to check in our bags, we fork over 50 euros each, and luckily we made it on. We were obviously the last people on the plane, and the only seats were these two random middle seats in opposite sections of the plane. And I just remember sitting down and I just started laughing to myself, and I didn't care that I looked crazy to the people next to me. It was just so funny imagining these two girls running around the airport falling over because our bags are too heavy. And I was also just really happy and thankful to be on that plane because, like I said, that was the last leg of the trip and it was the flight that was taking us back to England. Moral of the story is, don't just plan to get to the airport on time, plan to get there extra early, especially if you're taking a budget airline, because they are very strict about their check-in times. And if you miss that, then you might have to pay extra money to check in your bag at the gate. You might lose some possessions along the way, and you might make a fool out of yourself falling over while running through the airport. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want to hear other travel stories in the future, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!